Hello. A very good evening and welcome to Tariq Pe Tariq Season 1, Episode 6. And we have people coming in, but thank you so much, each and every one of you Lorraine, Marilla, Agnello, Stephen, Keenan, Aaron, Lavina, Ansi, and all the others who have come on time, dot 10. We are expecting a lot of people to pour in today. I hope my audio and video is clear. So if you are able to hear and see me clearly, please comment uh, in the comment section below because this is going to be a very interactive session and it is going to be fun. We have a very exciting, we have many exciting things coming up for this evening. So let me introduce to you myself. My name is Nigel D'Souza, and I am the host for this evening on my show Tariq Pe Tariq. And this is the first live session on Facebook. So if you are here watching me for the very first time on Facebook, you are all lucky because we are going to have a very amazing experience today. So I have an amazing guest lineup for this entire month because this entire month has been dedicated to all the foodies out there. Keeping in mind that we are in the quarantine, we are in a lockdown. Tariq Pe Tariq is a live platform. Okay, although it is virtual, it inspires people out there with real stories. And today we have a very special guest all the way from Goa to UAE. She has been and she is a very inspiring and a driving force, not only to me because I know her personally, but to everyone around her. So I introduce to you and I bring to you my guest, that is the sixth guest of my season one episode, Linda Fernandez. So, Linda Fernandez would be joining us right now on screen, and she has many amazing things lined up for you. So, let me tell you, if you are watching this live session, okay, it is right now live. Okay, it is going to be very interactive. What you need to do is you need to stay on till the end because we have a live Q&A session. Okay, we have a live question and answer session which will be answered by Linda. Okay, so there she is, that is Linda Fernandez. Can you hear me, Linda Fernandez?
Yes, yes, I
Hello,
can hear you.
Linda, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nigel.
Yes, I guess there is a slight disturbance on the background, uh, but I guess that will get better. I can hear you very clearly. I can see you clearly, and I hope all our viewers are able to also see her and me clearly on this live streaming. Okay, if yes, please do comment in the section. If there is any difficulty you face in kind of understanding, please do use the comment because it's going to be very interactive. So I will introduce to you Linda. Linda is a very talented soul. Okay, she is not only a person who is very well known to her friend circle. She is very talented because everyone knows her as a foodie. Okay, but when she started off her journey, okay, she started off in fashion designing. She had a startup company called the Lens Creation. Okay, and she takes a lot of effort in, and she puts her best in everything that she does. So Linda, today I am so happy to have you on Tariq Pe Tariq. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And today Linda is going to show us some amazing recipes. She stays with her family in UAE, in Dubai, and we are right now having her live all the way from Dubai. So that is so exciting. And I know there are many people out in the guest, in the entire participant list who are from different countries. So if you are from a different city, please, just put the name of your city. It could be Dubai, it could be London, it could be Mumbai. Just put the name of your city in the comment section. So at the end of it, it would be so cool, for us to know who all have, attended this live session and from where they have attended. So, Linda, what is, do you want to say something?
Yes, Nigel. Thank you very much, Nigel, for your lovely introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very happy to be here, actually. Thank you for having me on your show. Hello, everyone. I hope you and your families are doing great. Thank you very much for making time and tuning in. Also, thank you to my friends and family for being my constant support.
Yes. Uh, I have to tell you this that behind the entire session today, her family, Linda's family, has played a very important role. A big thank you to them. They have been working really hard behind the scenes. And I really want you to follow Linda on Instagram and also on her Facebook page because she is a foodie. She makes amazing recipes, some of which she is going to explain today. Okay, we are going to right now focus on that in a while. But please do follow her on Lins LINS underscore kitchen love story. Okay, it is the same handle on Instagram and on Facebook. Or if you find it difficult to remember, you just can exit the live streaming session at the end and you can click a link in the description. You will be you will have a direct access to my account, to my page on Instagram and Facebook, and even Linda's. Okay, so let us right away start the session. So Linda, what is it that you have today lined up for us? What is it that you are going to surprise all of us with?
Thank you, Nigel. Now, the first dish, in fact, it's a snack that I'll be presenting is pinwheel sandwiches. Okay, this is what, when my family really loves it. And I've been doing it for the past many years, many years. Because when my daughters were small, I used to prepare it for them for their tiffin. And they used to really relish it. The same way, my grandchildren now enjoy having these pinwheel sandwiches. And I'm sure once you all get to know, you all too will enjoy preparing and having this. Okay. So now the first thing, the main thing for these sandwiches is green chutney sandwich. Okay, so I will just show you all the ingredients for this. So these are basically the ingredients for this. Okay, this is one roasted onion. These are few coriander leaves. This is coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon jeera cumin seeds, 3 garlic flakes, small piece ginger, 5 6 peppercorns, and this is small
Mhm.
tamarind and 4 chilies. Now, in case you don't want you want to make it for kids, then you can reduce the chilies number of chilies. Along with this, I use coconut, grated coconut. This is approximately one coconut, which comes up to 2.5 cups. Okay, so these are the basic ingredients for this. So what you do is you just blend it. Along with that, there is coriander leaves along with the ingredient that I've shown. And for these, I use 2 bundles coriander leaves with the stalks because the more coriander leaves you add, it gives more color to the chutney. Okay, so these are the ingredients. So now, once you put it in the blender and you blend it to a fine paste. Okay, so this is the chutney. This is the chutney. Okay, once you blend it. So now this chutney, I will show you how to make the pinwheel sandwiches. These are 4 slices bread. Okay, 4 slices of bread, which I have already cut out the sides. You have to cut out the sides and then arrange it in this order. Okay, just arrange it in this order here. Then I take a small bowl of water because now this to make it into a long strip, I have to seal the edges of the bread. So okay, take little water from here and put it on the edges of the bread, and then with the rolling pin, just roll it over. Just roll it over. So continue doing the same for the other 2 3 slices. Okay, continue doing the same because it should be sealed properly so that it doesn't open when you're rolling it. So just roll it very so that it is sealed properly. So this is it. So here you see it comes like this, like a long strip. Okay, this is the base for this. Now for this, I will be applying butter. Okay, this is the butter. So apply butter evenly. So I've applied the butter for this. So the next that you apply, the second layer is the chutney. Okay, the second layer will be the chutney. So when you apply the chutney, see that you apply it liberally, on this, because the more chutney you apply, the pinwheel rings will be more prominent. The color for the pinwheel rings, it will be more prominent. And taste-wise also, when there's little extra chutney, it tastes better compared to putting like, very less. So put it like this, evenly. So So here it is, okay. Now for this, I have to take, I think this carrots, like, just make strips of carrot. These are carrot strips. But to put it, like I put it at the edge, when you roll it, that you get the thing, the center point for that. So this I have cut it, like, trimmed it with a peeler. This is my peeler. So I just trim the sides and make it little round. Like I've already done it and kept it. So so it becomes round shape. So this you put it at the edge, put it at the edge of the bread, the base, and keep on rolling it like this. Okay, when you're rolling it, like roll it very firmly so that it doesn't open up. So this is a simple way of doing it. Okay, just hold it tight. This is the aluminium foil. Okay, cut it like this, and then roll it in the aluminium foil very firmly. And then seal the sides of the aluminium foil. Now, once you do this, it is done. The sandwich is done. Now, of this, you will get, say, 5 to 6 slices. So it depends on how many slices you want. So you can make it at. Now, this, I have to keep it in the refrigerator. Please note, not in the freezer. It should be kept in the refrigerator. So the maximum time that you keep is, say, 1 hour or more. But sometimes what I do, like if we have a party, I prepare it overnight and I keep it in the fridge because the party day everybody is busy with so many other dishes to prepare. So this becomes very easy. The party day you just open it and you slice it and serve it. So now the thing is, these sandwiches, it's not limited only to the chutney filling for this. You can have various other fillings for this. Okay, and this sandwich is called the pinwheel sandwich because it is not like the other regular sandwiches, the square and the triangular one. This is a round sandwich, and when you cut it, slice it, it looks more appealing and more presentable. Okay, so this keep it in the refrigerator. So this is the thing. What I had already kept it in the refrigerator. So this is the one which will open, and I'll just cut and show. So this which I have kept to show you is a chicken filling one. Okay. So you just cut it like this. So this is the chicken one that I have made. This, like, you can make it in different, like I make it of chicken. I will just show you all what all I have. Right? Now, this is the one. This is chutney sandwiches. These are chutney sandwiches. So similar way, you can, for kids, they love it with Nutella, or you can even make it with jam, which is easily available in the market, or maybe tomato sauce. Okay, so these are the Nutella for the kids. Kids will really enjoy. And this one, the other one that I make is with chutney and sauce. So you can see there's double color for it. One side green and one side red. So it looks very appealing. So the other one that I prepare is the tuna fish ones. These are tuna fish ones. So what I do for the tuna fish, I actually make a paste of it, make a paste in the blender, put it in the blender, make a paste, and I add little pepper powder. Salt I don't add because for the tuna already there is salt, pepper powder, and chili flakes. That's all I use for this, and then applied the way I have done for the chutney sandwiches. So now this is a chicken sandwiches, luncheon meat. I do the blending in the blender the same way I have done for the tuna fish. So this, what I do is the tuna fish color and the chicken luncheon, that color is the same, more or less same. So for this, what I do is I roll it in coriander. Finely chopped coriander, I roll it in that. So you can differentiate between both. Like, when you're serving your guests, some may have chicken, some may have fish. They may not be having both. So it's better to do it this way, differentiate between both. Okay, so that's it. This is the Nutella that I use. This is Nutella. Then this is the tin fish what I have used, and this is the luncheon meat. Okay, so this is luncheon meat. This is this tin fish, and this is the Nutella one. And chutney I have already shown you how to do. So this is it, and I hope you all enjoyed my presentation of this sandwich, and I hope you all like it and prepare it. And I'm sure your kids and even you all will love it the way we love this particular sandwiches. Okay, Nigel?
Yes, yes, Linda, that is really, really cool. Like, uh, I never knew that, there were so many varieties of sandwiches that were prepared. It is really nice. It really looks tasty. And there are many, like Lorraine, from the participant, Lorraine Dias has said that she learned making pinwheel sandwiches from you, different types of it, and she and her daughter enjoy a lot. And there are many who really want this recipe and all the recipes that you're going to share for the evening. They want it on Instagram. So do not worry if you are watching this here. You just have to follow Linda on a food page that is Lynn's underscore kitchen love story. Okay, and this is the same. If you go out of the live streaming, there is a link directly in the description. So you will go directly to our Instagram page and you will see the recipes, and we will also post it up by tomorrow. So do not worry about that. And has she showed that there were like tin fish? Okay, because in Dubai, I guess, Linda, you have a lot of tin foods, right?
Yes.
So if in India you are not able to get that, you can still use the the regular ones, like your
Yes.
regular fish, clean
Yeah,
it, and yeah.
it's a paste. The
Yes.
regular, just boil
Okay,
it
that's
and
that's
like how we make for cutlets, no? But use little more spice. You'll have to use little garam masala or mix it because that will be too bland to use it. Just boil and use it. So you can use maybe chili flakes, little bit, a few of chilies, chopped chilies, and garam masala, little powder to make it little spicy. Chilies and chili flakes.
okay. That's really amazing, Linda. And we are having a lot of guests. As I asked a question at the beginning, from where are they tuning in into this live streaming? So many are coming in from Goa, from Dubai, from Mumbai, from UK. So I think you have a very huge fan following, and they really love your food recipes. That's why they're here to see you. And we have right now finished our present. Like Linda has presented us the first dish for this evening, that is the pinwheel sandwiches. And what next? What else do you have, Linda? What are the other things that you've lined up for this evening?
Okay, Nigel. Now the second dish, this is also a snack which I'm going to show now. Is the second dish which I'm going to show is bread vada. Okay, this is bread vada. Like this also is a very simple. I can say it's a very simple recipe, and you just need two ingredients for that. One is bread, and one is potato, boiled potato. Now the potato you have to boil it like till it becomes very soft. It takes almost 10 to 15 minutes. Like if the potatoes are very small, it may take hardly 10 minutes to make it, like, boil it to that, like, when till it becomes soft. Otherwise, it may take maybe 15 minutes or so. So boil the potato and keep it aside for cooling. So when you keep it for cooling, I will just show you all what all I use for it. So this is a boiled potato. I just mash it, or like, I just like cut it like this. like this, and I just press it with the spoon, okay? And then these are the ingredients that I use for it. I will just show for this potato. Now while boiling, I have already added salt. So I will not add salt here. So this is chopped coriander, maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons chopped coriander. This is one green chili, chopped green chili. This is garlic, small 2 flakes chopped. And this is roasted jeera powder. And this is little bit of chaat masala. Okay, so these are the ingredients that I use in this. Okay, so you put it in that and mix it, taste it. If you feel that you still require salt, maybe you can add little salt to it. Now I have already made a paste of it and kept it here ready. This is the paste that I have already kept ready. Okay, so I will just show you all how to make the bread vada. Okay, now for this, take a bread
Okay.
slice. Okay, I have already cut down the sides. Okay, you have to cut down the sides properly. Don't leave any of those hard edges here because when you're folding it, no, like it doesn't fold properly. So just cut down the sides. And I have taken a bowl, small water here. So you have to just dip in this. You don't soak it in the water. Just dip it lightly. Just dip it lightly like this. I hope you all can see me. Just dip it lightly and then keep it on your left palm and just drain out the water, the excess water from the slice. Okay, then you just hold it like this, scoop out this mashed potato with a spoon, keep it at the center like this, and then like according to the size of the bread, you put in the filling because if it is excess, then it will come out. So just put sufficient. Then fold these 4 sides of the bread together like this. Just fold them together like this. Okay, and try to try to close the sides. Okay, then what you do now, this I have joined this here, put it on this side, and with your hand, the right cup, the palm, you just try to make it into mold it into shape it into a ball. Okay, don't press it hard, it has to be done very lightly. Okay, so this is like how it looks. This is the way it looks. Okay, now these need to be deep fried. Now this, as I've told you, it doesn't take much time. It's very easy. So when you make this, what I do is I make and keep it in the refrigerator. So if you want to prepare it in the evening, you can prepare it in the morning, put a cling wrap for it and refrigerate it. This also not in the freezer, but the normal refrigerator. Okay. So this, even you can keep it for 2 days in the fridge if you want to use it later. So, and then you have to deep fry it. Now, deep frying of this doesn't take much time at all because the potato inside is already cooked. So you only have to get the color, the crispiness for the bread. So this is how it looks when it is fried. Okay, this is the way it looks when it is fried. So this, what I do is, the oil has to be very hot. So when the oil is hot, then lower the flame, put the potato vadas, bread vadas, and you keep it for 2 minutes, and then flip it over, turn on the other side for another 2 minutes. So it takes hardly 4 to 5 minutes to prepare this, the frying I mean. Okay, so this is it. One very important thing about this, this is one I can say snack which my family and my friends really relish it. So this is prepared very often in my house. So one very important thing about these bread vadas is you have to serve them very hot. They taste very nice and crispy when they are hot. Once they become cold, the taste is not the same. You open it and it's like this inside, the potato filling. It's like this. Okay. Now this you can have it with any kind of chutney, maybe coconut chutney, green chutney, tamarind chutney, any. But my family likes it with we like it with peri peri sauce, the milder one, the hot sauce, and maybe tomato ketchup. So you all can have it with whatever you want. Okay, so this is it. I hope you all enjoyed this recipe of mine and I hope you all try it. And I'm sure you're gonna love this. And I'm sure you all will prepare it, very often, like the way we do it. Okay, Nigel.
So Linda, we already have people in the participants saying that we are kind of excited coming to Dubai because they really loved how crispy the bread vadas look like. They look very yummy from the screen. And if it was in the lockdown, I guess I would have come through the screen. I would have come there because I've eaten Linda's I've eaten Linda's food, and it is amazing. For all those who know Linda here, they know how well she cooks. And for those who are new, to the live session, to the entire presentation that is happening this evening, please follow Linda on her Instagram and Facebook page. The links are available, at the end of this live session. So Linda has something very, very amazing. Okay, that's her signature recipe, and all of all of the dishes that she makes, she adds her own special touch to it. Okay, but this one that is coming is going to be very special. So if you have any questions regarding the recipes that she has shown, regarding the bread vadas, regarding the pinwheel sandwiches, remember that we are going to have a live Q&A session at the end of it all. So please do make a note of your questions. It can be related to anything, not just the recipes mentioned. Linda, over to you. What is the surprising and the most exciting part of this presentation that you want to share with our viewers?
Okay, Nigel. Yes, I agree with you, Nigel. This is a very special, it's a Goan delicacy which is enjoyed by everybody, not only Goans, everybody. And this particular masala that we make is used for various, it's not limited to one dish itself. You can make different variations with
Mhm.
this. And I'm sure all of us, we have this masala stored in our refrigerators because I always have this. I always make it because it's very handy. You can prepare anything, with this. Any dish, any
Uh,
dish. So
Hello,
basically, show
Linda.
your my way of doing this reshado masala. Okay, this is my way of doing it because I know everybody prepares it, but each
I guess I've lost her video. She's just connecting.
it's okay now.
Can you all? Are you able to see? Are you able to see Linda? Are you able to see her screen?
You can see.
Hello.
Hello, I can see you, Nigel.
Okay, your screen is completely blank. I do not
Just
know if it's the same with. Yes. Okay, someone has confirmed that they can see you. Okay, continue, Linda.
okay.
You can continue.
Okay. So this Goan delicacy, this reshado masala, I will just show you the
Mhm.
ingredients for this. Okay, this is my way of preparing it. Now, these are the ingredients for the masala. Now, this is not that you make it and this is for one particular dish. No, this I make it extra and I store it. So I use it for my daily whatever cooking. Okay, now these are Kashmiri chilies. I use Kashmiri chilies because they are not very spicy. So in case you are using the other chilies, bedgi or whatever, you all have to reduce the quantity of the chilies. Now these are 35 chilies. These are 35 chilies, Kashmiri chilies. Then I use this roasted onion for this also. I roast it just plain on the gas. And these are few what is that ginger pieces. This is one pod garlic. One pod it is almost 8 to 10 flakes garlic. Then here you can see I don't use too much of garam masala for my rishado masala because I use
Mhm.
just a few these cloves, a small few pieces of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon jeera, and half teaspoon uh, turmeric powder. And I use this tamarind also here. This much tamarind I use. Okay, so this actually what I do is now each one has their own way as I have told you. I grind it with vinegar and water. Now this is 1 cup vinegar. Okay, this is 1 cup vinegar. So when you're grinding it, you don't add too much at a time. So little by little, you add the vinegar first and the water too. Because what I do, like I add both because some I know do it with only vinegar. But when you use only vinegar, the thing is that when you're having that whatever dish, like the vinegar flavor is too much, vinegar taste is too much. So when you do it with water and vinegar, it is like better, neutral. So what I do, I take these ingredients and I blend it in a mixer to a fine paste. So this is the final product. Okay, this is the my reshado masala after grinding. Okay, now with this, the thing is when I prepare it, if you keep it as it is, it's okay, it remains in the fridge for more than a month. But there are some people, I know of some people who have this masala, as how we have pickle with our meals. So they have this. So when you want to have it like that, you just cannot have it raw. So what I do, I take oil in a non-stick pan, maybe 2-3 tablespoons, put the masala in that, salt it or just fry it for around 4-5 minutes, allow it to cool, and then I store it. So this way, what happens is you can have it like along with like how some people have it. And the other thing is it remains for more than 2 months in the refrigerator. The other one also plain also it remains. But in case you want to keep it outside, not in the refrigerator, you want to store it outside, then you have to use only vinegar. Then you cannot add water because if you add water, then it gets spoiled. Now this particular masala, we use it mostly for fish stuffing, mackerels, forfeits, whatever, like, or even apply for the fish and meat. Now, that doesn't mean it's only for fish. No, you can make any meats. Like, for chicken, I apply it. With a lot of pudina leaves, I apply this. Cook it or fry it. It's very yummy, very tasty. And then the other thing with this is it's not that only for non-veg dishes you can use this. No, you can use it for the vegetables also. Like, we make slit the lady finger and stuff this masala and fry it. So I use for that. I use it for we make potato slices and use this masala and fry it. And brinjal and any you can have anything like with this masala of your choice. You can make any dish. So this is one masala. Rishado masala is a Goan delicacy which everybody I'm sure will enjoy it once you prepare it and have it. And I hope I've been you're very I hope I've been very clear, and I hope you all enjoyed watching my this presentation of this recipe. Nigel?
Yes, Linda. I completely enjoyed, and even our participants on this live session, on like it's a first time, it's a first live session on Facebook, but I guess everyone is having they come and meet you and have something that you make so they are very happy with all the dishes that you've presented, right from the pinwheel sandwiches, right to the bread vadas, and right now to the rechodo masala. And it is so yummy, it is so yummy. So thank you so much, Linda, uh, for showing us the entire process behind these amazing delicacies that you prepare. So right now, everyone who's tuned into this live session, we are going to open the session for a live Q&A, like a live question and answer. So if you have any questions regarding food, it will be regarding the recipes that Linda showed, uh, or if you have any basic foodie questions, you can just type in your questions in the comments. I will read it out to Linda, and Linda is going to answer it. Okay, so right, we are just going to start away right away. So let us see if anyone has opted in any of the questions. Okay, so Lauren Dias, I happen to check the screen, and she has a please share your tips, Linda, of how to
Yes.
preserve green chilies and coriander leaves.
Can you repeat, Nigel?
Okay, I'm right here. Okay. Can you all hear me, and can you all also hear Linda? I have a question. So I think there was like a lag, like a system lag. So Lorraine had a question of how to preserve green chilies and coriander leaves. So she's asking for tips, Linda.
Okay, Lorraine, I I will just explain to you, but I have a special post on this on my page. Okay, you can refer to that. So what I do is I remove the stalk of the chilies, and in a plastic container, I put tissue down and I put the chilies, and over that I put one more tissue to absorb the vapor and cover it and keep it. It lasts for almost 2 months without getting spoiled. The coriander also same way I do it. Like I sometimes okay I take out the stalk and only the leaves I store. Sometimes I just store it like that. But same way, put a tissue underneath, put the coriander leaves on that, put one more tissue and cover it with the box. This coriander remains for more than a month. So if you want detail of this particular thing, what you have asked me, Lorraine, you can just like my Facebook page, Lynn's underscore kitchen love story, and the full post is there. Okay, you can check out, please. Thank you, Lorraine.
Yes, I hope that answers your question,
By the
Lorraine.
way,
And there is Madeline. She's asking you, Linda, don't you give egg wash for bread vada before frying?
no. It's a plain vegetarian thing. I don't give a egg wash for it because it remains very firm and there is no need actually of a egg wash. I do
Okay.
it just right, just plain.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay. So I'm still waiting for questions. So if anyone has questions for Linda, please feel free to put them in the comment. Uh, so you can have your questions answered, your basic questions answered from the expert herself. So she is really good in what in what she makes, in everything, not just in food, but in everything that she does. She writes a lot of recipes, and she has her own page that is Lynn's underscore kitchen love story, and she also writes recipes for a lot of groups on Facebook. So you should follow Linda. And if you have any questions for the quarantine time, for the lockdown, wherever you are watching or tuning in, please do put them in the comments so that I could address it to Linda. Uh, okay, so Nathalie has said, Linda, can the rechedo masala be salted in oil and then bottled and kept out of the refrigerator?
Yes, you can keep it, but the thing is that you don't use water for it when you're grinding it. No, use only vinegar. Use only vinegar. Make a paste. Sort it in onion. Sort it in oil as I have shown, and then you can preserve it outside if it is only with vinegar. When you add water to it, it has to be in the refrigerator. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
so yes, that answers her question. And Regina has the same question in the same line, like in the same in the same perspective. How long can you store the rechedo masala?
Reshado masala, when you just keep it without frying, as I have told you, it remains for more than a month. Almost 2 months it remains in the refrigerator because I make in large quantities and I keep it. But if you fry it in oil and then keep it in the refrigerator, it remains for more than that. Maybe almost 3 months if you fry it and keep. Because it doesn't get spoiled soon. But as Natalin had asked, if you wanted to keep it out, then don't use water at all. You can keep it, store it out for a longer time. So,
Okay,
thank you, Krishna.
okay, and I think now there are two different questions that are coming in. One from Sharon Rodriguez, where she's asking, Linda, can we do a chicken filling in the bread vada?
Yes, you can. You can. What to mention about it? You can do it. Take mince, whatever mince we make, maybe mince chili fry, or you can make it with masala, but it has to be dry, very dry. Okay, so you can use any filling for the bread vada. You can make any type of sweet filling also. You can prepare sweet filling for that. If you want to make it for a sweet dish kind of a thing. Sharon, you can use mince or any other filling for that. It's not limited to potato paste itself. Okay, thank you, Sharon.
So Angelo, followed by Angelo Gonsalves, he is asking a question: do we have to wash pork before cooking?
Yeah, that's my brother, Nigel.
Oh, oh wow. Okay. Oh, okay.
He's a better chef than me. So yes, you have to wash it.
So he just picking up on you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So for all, she has a lot of tips. She has a lot of recipes on her page. Linda has her own page. So please do follow her. Okay. So Clarita James has mentioned that when I bake bread, why is there a yeast smell? Why does the yeast smell? I use to dry yeast according to given quantity. How to avoid the smell?
I means I know I make bread and I use yeast, but I've not had this problem. Maybe she used a little more or something than it requires for the recipe. Because I make bread, but when I use yeast, I did not have this problem at all of that yeast smelling. Maybe she used little extra quantity for that particular whatever recipe is given.
Mhm.
Okay, Clarina, you can just check on that. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, I guess that answers most of the questions that have been put by our participants, and many of them, are have already given a positive review saying that they're going to follow all your recipes on the page and on Instagram. I want to thank you so much, Linda, for answering all our questions, for all the questions of our participants, and for also presenting us these amazing dishes, the pinwheel sandwiches, the bread vada, and the rechodo masala. And I really want to thank you for coming on Tariq Pe Tariq, for uh, sharing your knowledge and your experience in the food space. And I really want, if you do you have anything to say to our viewers who have tuned in? A lot of them are coming from different countries, from Dubai, from some are from UK. So do you have a message for them, for our viewers?
Okay, now this period actually, the lockdown period. The thing is, I know it's a very sad thing that happened, but I am a person who looks at things from the positive side. I'm always positive about my thoughts and whatever. So I feel this period has helped us to spend family time, which is otherwise not possible. Like everybody is so busy, children are busy in their school, parents are busy working, so that time of that togetherness, that spending time is very less. But this particular period has helped us to, bond with our families more, interact with the children, the parents, the elders. It's been a blessing. I know it's a sad thing that happened, but there are some good things that came out. Then there are some people who never knew they could cook. Being at home, they've been in the house whole day, not knowing what to do. They have started cooking. They realize that I can cook. It's been like that. So a lot of good things also, have happened during this period. So my message to everybody is stay blessed, stay safe, and spend as much time as you can with the family, because that is very, very important in today's life. It's very important that we give time for our family, especially your children. Spend as much time as you all can with them, especially during this period. Now you're at home, so enjoy the family time. That's all I can say, Nigel.
I think I can second that, Linda, because I guess your family is now getting much more luckier now that everyone's at home. They're getting to enjoy your dishes day in and day out. Like her family has been a big support for today's session. A big thank you to them as well. A big thank you once again to you, Linda, for coming on Tariq Pe Tariq. And for all those who are tuned in, for all my viewers, thank you so much for also, staying tuned till this very moment, for putting out your questions to Linda. And I would really appreciate if you, at the end of this live session, if there is a review link, okay, that is there in the description. So if you can just fill the feedback form and tell us your experience about the show, about the things that were presented today, that would be really great. Or else you could always leave a review on the Facebook page, Tariq Pe Tariq. So, do not worry if you really want to like follow Linda on Instagram and you want to know her Instagram handle, everything is mentioned out there. Her Instagram handle, her Facebook page, her food page, even my Instagram handle is there. So please do follow and share your reviews and feedback. Is there
Nigel,
anything you want to? Yes, Linda.
I would like to thank you very much for having me on this show on Tariq Pe Tariq.
My pleasure.
It's been an amazing experience for me, and I'm so happy, to tell you, I'm really very excited, and I'm happy that I could present my recipes to all my viewers, and it's been a great experience. Thank you very much, Nigel. I'm very grateful to you for having me here on this show, and it's a nice platform for us home chefs, to present recipes like this. So it's really been very nice. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And thank you everyone for making time and viewing, tuning in for this program. Thank you, all of you, and a very big thank you to my family and friends for all their love and support. They have always been my backbone, my support. So thank you, family and friends, and thank you all the viewers, and thank you, Nigel. Thank you very much. So good night.
Welcome, Linda. And this brings us to the end of our show, of our live session. So stay tuned for more updates from Tariq Pe Tariq, from Linda. She has many amazing recipes during this lockdown. So stay tuned, and we are going to have our next live session on the following Sunday, because Tariq Pe Tariq goes live every Sunday. Okay, so stay tuned so that you do not miss out any updates. So thank you so much. Have an amazing week ahead. Stay safe, stay home, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.